Hello, welcome to Hell Yeah, best podcast ever. How's everybody's nights?
Well, you see, that's kind of a complicated question because, well, depending on who you're asking and the circumstances surrounding that particular question, you get many different answers. I feel as if it's unfair to ask that question right now due to many political issues and just all sorts of like all sorts of economic and just social policies and whatnot. I mean, like you can ask that question all you want, honestly, but it's just not guaranteed that the person you're asking it to would be willing to partake in that sort of uh, whatever, like, you know what I mean? So I was playing Half-Life 2 the other day. One thing I noticed while playing Half-Life 2 is the fact that I really enjoy that game.
Do you actually?
Well, honestly, I can't say for sure. Sometimes when I start the game, I don't feel motivated to play it for very long. So one could say that I do, but another one could say that I don't. So it's unlikely that we will get a definite answer. To be completely honest.
So what I'm getting from your statement is both could say, both are capable of saying, but which do you think would say?
Well, that really depends on who is saying it first. Under the right circumstances, one could say it before the other, but under a different set of circumstances, the other could say it before one. So that particular question...
But which would? That's the question. Which would?
Which would?
Yes.
Well, they both could. Hypothetically, they both definitely have the potential to would, but it's not certain whether or not either of them would, to be quite honest.
Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that?
Well, you can't ever be sure about these things. This is a very complicated topic. There's a lot of angles to this. Just a lot of things to consider. You know what I mean?
No, I don't. That's why I'm asking.
Well, let me hear your take on it.
So, well, taking the hypothetical position that it would, then that's like exactly what it is. And if you don't, then what will be? And I'm not exactly sure then what will, but then what could be, and what will actually have the decency to stand up and do. That's really all I have to say.
So basically what you're saying is that one, because one can, the other one will, or the one that can will.
It depends what their motivations are.
But what about the other one? You're excluding the other one, and I don't think that's fair, honestly.
Well, we don't know enough. We only know enough about the first one, not the other one.
Well, have you considered that you haven't taken time to think about the other one?
Well, enlighten me. What sort of information do you have on this other one that I don't? Can you educate me, please?
Well, I'm glad you asked because I actually happen to have some information regarding the other one.
Can you cite your work?
Well, obviously I could, but
Will you?
I will actually. Once I
And that answers that, right? Right?
well, it could be the answer,
But will it be?
but it depends on what your question is.
So my question is basically this: what will, and what doesn't?
Okay,
What
so
could?
many things could. Many things could, but not everything will. There's something called potential energy and kinetic energy, right? Everything has potential energy, meaning everything could, but not everything has kinetic energy, meaning not everything
I see your
would.
point. I see your point.
Right.
That's a very interesting take on it.
Well, let's welcome our our guest has a name. Would you like to introduce
Oh, yeah.
yourself?
Am I the guest?
You are the guest.
I thought you weren't supposed to answer questions.
Why would I not be able to answer a question?
I thought
That's kind of silly.
I'm so sorry.
We forgive you. It's okay.
Okay, thanks. What am I saying? What am I doing?
You're just introducing yourself to our audience.
I don't want to.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
Okay, thanks.
the thing about introducing yourself, I personally have a very exclusive take on that.
Would you mind sharing
Yeah,
your
please
take?
share.
No,
Oh.
no, I was just letting you guys know I do have an exclusive take.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Well, I do have a take, and I am willing to share.
Please do.
I think self-introduction, it definitely has a place in our society, but I feel as if it's not always 100% necessary, which is why I wasn't too insistent on our guest introducing herself, due to the fact that it's not always necessary. You don't always know who it is you're listening to. You just need to listen to what they're saying. And if you agree with what they're saying, then you don't really need to know who's saying it. You just need to know what's being said.
That's basically what I had. I absolutely agree with that, like 99.9%.
That's good to hear. I'm glad that we agree on something.
But let me touch
And,
on this. Let me, no.
My question.
Let me touch on this 0.1% though. I feel like I need to get this 0.01% out. The introduction part we were talking about, I don't get how the necessities will actually be that way, but I definitely do think that it is.
I totally get what you're saying. That's it.
Thank you.
Anyway, my question for the guest. So, what
Now,
inspired you to...
before we ask, we just don't want you to be offended by our 360-degree red scorching, just scolding hot takes. Just letting you.
Oh yeah.
Trigger
If
warning
you're
for you listeners.
if you're a whiny liberal, please log off now. Because
Whoa! That was across the line, buddy. That was across the line. Let's just tone it down a bit.
Wait. Okay, I'm sorry. All right, I shouldn't have gone it that hot. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was a bit. That was. I mean, we had it at like. It had it at like 400. We want to bring it down to like a 360. That's kind of like where the bar.
Okay.
It's kind of where the bar is set right now.
So what I was trying to say is, if you are an individual who is easily offended by tough questions and really thinking, then perhaps this is not the podcast for you.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to bring it back to my original question, which is, what inspired you to join the podcasting community, and what about our podcast in particular interested you?
I don't think I had a choice. You guys were kind of like, oh, we should do a podcast, and then I was like, oh, and then I kind of just went along with it. So I have no interest in this community or this podcast.
No, I actually have something to say about that, but I really I think I think I should pass this one along to Chef Schaff here. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, you see, that honestly doesn't jive well with me, what you just said. I'm sorry, I'm gonna go completely unfiltered. I might go 361 degrees, but that's just part of the business, you know. If you're giving unfiltered opinion, sometimes you have to go that extra degree, and I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna give my full unfiltered opinion on what you just said, and yeah, that's basically what I'm gonna do. What do you think, Duncan?
I think that's a perfect example.
Yes, so returning to the point that I was going to make. So you're telling me that you have no interest in the podcasting community, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. That's cool.
So here's my opinion that I think that's kind of rude, actually.
Oh, really? Sorry. My
It's-
mistake. I won't do it again.
Well, that's the thing about
Wait, will you
apologies.
actually
Is
not?
now I have the thought on apologies. Like, how much do they mean? Like, if they're not sincere about the like the thing, then what does it actually like comprehend? Like velocity wise, and like a rotund torque. Like, I just think I should pass this one along to Chef Shaw. What are your thoughts on this?
Okay, well, regarding what you just said about rotund torques, I think that it's you know, you might have a point with what you're trying to say. You know what I mean?
I know I agree completely on that. I agree. I think our listeners can agree on that too.
Honestly, I think we should pass this on to our guest. Maybe she can give us some insight on this subject. You don't have any thoughts?
No, actually, sorry. I kind of wasn't paying attention, actually, the entire time either of you were talking.
Well, honestly, I was kind of before when you said you had no interest in the podcast. Now I'm just straight up upset.
Well, if the truth's coming out, I wasn't paying attention when she was expressing her disinterest in the well, I mean, if we're being honest here with our 360 degrees scorching, just red hot, burning, like my house is on fire hot takes, then I mean, I'm just being honest.
Don't be honest. It was mean, okay?
But that's the point. That is the point of Hell Yeah, best podcast ever. That is what we do on here. That's the name of the game. If you don't like it, you
That's
can
the
get
name
the
of the
hell
game.
out of here
If
and
you
go.
don't like it, You get the hell out of here.
You just get the hell out of here. That's all I have to say.
Okay, sorry.
You know what?
Get offended again.
You know what? We don't accept your apology. Get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here. You know what? That's
Oh,
all. That's
that
all.
reminds me.
No. That's all the time we have for today. That's all the time we have for today. Just get the hell out of here.
Wait. Before we go, I want to bring it back to the previous subject regarding apology. So when you apologized earlier, guest, how do we know that you're sincere?
Oh, I wasn't. I am not sincere at all.
Well, if you want to be guest, you just have to be sincere. That's just how it goes.
Oh, okay. From now on, sorry.
This is the honest podcast.
Dude, hell yeah!
one of-
Best podcast ever is all about honesty. That's what we stand for. We stand for honesty.
That's what we stand for. We stand for honesty. We stand for integrity. We stand for all that. And most of all, we stand for sincere apology. So if you're going to apologize,
Be a little
you better
sincere
mean
about
it.
it.
Okay, I will. Sorry.
Now,
There's a point for it.
did that was that sincere?
Oh, you told me to be sincere, so yeah.
Now that's the thing about being told what to do is it doesn't always do the thing. Like, you know what I mean?
No. Can you
Well, I think what he's trying to say is when you're told to feel a certain way, there is no way that you could possibly feel that way on the spot without any sort of further convincing. For example, please do not interrupt me. Please do not interrupt
Yes,
me. while I'm
yes.
speaking.
Quiet.
You
The guest-
you are
guest
a guest.
stays
Do
quiet
not interrupt.
while the grown-ups are talking.
Sorry.
Right. So,
Was that a sincere sorry?
Yes.
Okay.
okay. So back to what I was saying. So for example, if somebody says, I do not care," and then another individual replies with, "Well, I'm going to make you care," that is physically impossible. You cannot make someone care about anything. If they have no interest in a particular subject, you cannot make someone interested, no matter what you do. Do you agree with me?
Yeah.
No, guest. He was talking to me, guest. Alright, I do agree. Guest, what are your thoughts on this?
I agree.
Well, that's about all the time we have for today. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Hell Yeah, Best Podcast Ever. See you in the next episode if we bother to make any more of these.